So I want to ask two press freedom questions. One is in Burundi. There are these reports that the media, or particularly foreign correspondents, are not being allowed into this Musaga neighborhood, and also some cameras being taken by the police. So I wanted to know if Mr. Jinit's aware of that, what the UN thinks of that, and I also wanted to ask, maybe you can clarify or amplify. I saw the Q&A that the Secretary General did in South Korea, and he said, "I have seen reports having to do with my nephew while I'm fulfilling." Whether true or not, while I'm fulfilling my duties as Secretary General, such unnecessary and incorrect allegations or rumors cause inconvenience to my work as Secretary General. So I'd like to ask you to refrain from doing that. So because of what is he saying? Is he saying refrain from asking questions? Refrain from...
No.
Because I have a question.
No, I mean, that, first of all, that's an abbreviation of the transcript. I'll refer you to the full transcript.
Okay.
He makes a denial of any involvement in this issue. But his basic point is that he will go about his own work. These questions really don't apply to him or his activities.
But my question is this, is that who is he asking to refrain from doing what? I mean, that's a direct quote from what he said.
He's not making an order to anyone in the press. It's very clear, and it's particularly clear in the context, if you look at the transcript, that he's talking about an issue that, for him, in his head, is resolved.
But this is, okay, because this is the one part of it. I guess I understand that if that things are being played out in a court in Seoul, and whether the nephew, what he said that the Secretary General did or not is, I guess, not going to be answered until it's answered there. But there's a simpler question, which is that the nephew works for Colliers International, which is a New York real estate firm, and the Vice Chairman says online that they do business with the UN. So my question is, and I asked you this before, but I'm going back to it because it seems like a very fair question. What are the rules when a relative of the Secretary General or any high official does business with the UN?
Procurement at the UN is done through our procurement office. It is not done through any sort of issue having to do with family or family connections. There's a procurement process that all firms have to abide by, and that's how firms get contracts.
So how much business has Colliers done with the UN?
You would have to ask Colliers. As for UN procurement, it makes contracts by its normal activities. This is not connected to anyone related to the Secretary General. Yes. Wait, you had another question on Burundi, and on your Burundi question. See, you ask so many questions that it gets lost. On your Burundi question, of course, we'd be concerned at any efforts to crack down on press. We do have a small human rights team, a team of human rights workers who are in Burundi, and they're examining human rights issues, and they'll follow up on any sort of allegations of any problems in the country. Yes.